Hi everybody, it's Finkley. We are again with the Finkley Experience. We're an education consulting firm. So dealing with two clusters, including college readiness for first-gen students and also professional training for businesses and organizations looking for professional development. Please visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com for more information or just contact us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. As you see below, this video is talking about why I chose to go to college. Before I get started, please subscribe to my page and click that bell for notification for when I upload new videos. You'll be the first to know. So let's get into it, right? Why I chose to go to college. So picture it. Mullins, South Carolina, June 8th, 1989. I was born into the world. Alrighty. And ever since then, my mom, again, I was raised by a single parent, and I was raised also by my grandparents. I have two sisters, and I'm the middle child, right? And so growing up, my mom always told us, she told my sisters and I, hey, go get a career, go get a career, go get a career. And back then, I was just like, what are you talking about? What is a career? That's number one. But she always told us to us during grade school. And she was always on us when it came to education too. Really didn't know why, but I see now why. So I can just imagine my mom now just going on field trips with us. Every time we would miss a spelling word on a test, she would make us write those words a piece 25 times. And then we would have to go to the teacher to show my mom that we actually did it. So the teacher would sign off on it. It was the other way around. I think my mom was the teacher. So the teacher would have to sign off on it, and I would have to show my mom. I showed it to my teacher. And so also too, my mom was in radio. And so she always corrected my sisters and I when we spoke. Okay. And so again, all this went to the learning of education, right? And so she always said career, 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 career. Didn't know what she was talking about. Didn't actually know what she meant. Now, I've seen persons work jobs all of my life. I am from a little small town called Mullins, South Carolina. And back then we were booming in like tobacco, and there was a lot of plant work and factory work, manufacturing, all that kind of good stuff, right? And so I saw my grandparents do it. I saw my mom do it. I saw my dad do it. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is what I'm going to do, growing up. And so again, my mom and my sisters always in our ear, career, career, career. I'm like, okay. So picture it. I'm in the 8th grade, right? And I have my first African-American male teacher. I'm just like, okay, this is different. I'm so used to having females because, of course, in education, females are the dominant. And white females, I had a lot of older white female teachers. So this is all I saw, right? And so 8th grade, just like a awakening for me. And I saw how he, motivated and inspired, and he had a very strong love for his African-American male students as well. And so I'm just like, you know what? I want to give back like that. I want to do that. I want to be just like him, when I grow up. I want to be a teacher. Now, I didn't know that you had to go to college to be a teacher. What? Didn't really know that. So went to high school. I'm just thinking in my entire mind, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher. Didn't know how. I'm going to be a teacher. So when you get to high school, there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of peer pressures. There are just a lot of just different things happening. And I feel like I didn't let that get all to me. I was in my own tribe, even though I didn't know that I would be different just a little bit. I tried to fit in, but it didn't work out for me. It really didn't. So time went on, and I got to junior year and senior year, and everybody in my classmates talking about college. I'm like, okay, I guess I better get my butt in gear. And so August 2006, right? I saw a change. That was the fall semester of my senior year. And so things started happening. I graduated in 2007 from high school. And we were the first class, I feel. We were the first class. We had a new superintendent, and he wanted us to be exposed to college. So he chose a few of us to go on these different tours, these different college tours, right? And so we went to all these different schools. We went to HBCUs, we went to PWIs, so predominantly white institutions, and it was just awesome. So it was one school I went to, the Allen University, actually my alma mater, and it was just a sense of community, right? A very strong sense of community. And so I loved the way they presented themselves. They were so friendly. It just felt like it was a very small campus. So I feel like everyone knew one another. Man, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try, right? And so apparently I applied on the spot. Didn't know that until I got a letter in the mail a few weeks later saying you've been accepted. What? Are you serious? Me, Michael Finkley, was accepted? Now let's go back a little bit, right? I wasn't the, I guess, I was smart, but I wasn't the best when it came to like grades. Now I made A's and B's. Sometimes I want to get the honor roll. I have a few C's on my report card, but never any D's, never any F's, because my mama didn't play, and yeah, I didn't want to test those boundaries with her, you know? So I was I guess, the average student. And so, on the verge of being college prep, college ready. Okay. And so, it got me in, it got me in. It was the first college that accepted me, and I went for it. I went for it. So my primary objective was to go to college I found out then, to be a teacher. Okay. Wanted to go to college to be a teacher. And the older I got and the more I got in depth with my studies, I found out what that career path my mom was talking about this entire time. And it was an eye opener for me. When I got to college, it was a change. Even though I was only 2 hours away from home, I had a family in the town I went to college in, the metro town I went to college in. It was a change for me to the effect that I wanted to come home the first few months I was there because, when we're introduced to change in our lives, we kind of shun from it. We kind of, it's so new, it's so scary. So because it's so new and so scary, I don't have to get used to it. Let me go back to my norm. And that's the way I was feeling, right? So I was about to go home. And I'm a mama's boy. I'm a mama's only son that she had. And I felt like I could just go home, I feel like I can just go home. So I called mama. Mama, I'm ready to come home. Please come get me. She's like, baby, I'm coming. And knowing me, I know that I really want to be a teacher. So I knew that I was going to drop out of this school, go back to my hometown, start working, because at the time I was working at Burger King at the time. And so we're going to go back to Burger King. I already called them and saying, hey, make me a manager, because I was such a good worker. And they were like, okay, when are you going to come back? Everything was set, right? Everything was set. So I went on and was waiting on my mom to come get me. And by that time, my mom had just got remarried, and my stepdad was in the picture. And so he was like, don't get that boy. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to listen to him. I'm my mama's only son. You're going to come get me, right? She didn't come get me. And I tell people that is the most, oh my gosh, the most awesomest thing my mom did for me, besides, of course, giving birth to me. So it was very, very awesome. And because she didn't come get me, I got active in my campus. Now, let me tell you this advice. A lot of students, when you think of a particular school, right? They're like, oh my gosh, this school's a party school. This school's no good. That you get in trouble at this school. It's not about the institution. It's about you as the person. You make the school. So if you're going to have that mindset and just have a crappy outlook, your outlook is going to be crappy and your college experience is not going to be the best. It's not. You make the school. You make the school. As a student there, you make the school. Okay? And so I started getting more active and more involved in my campus. And I was initiated into an awesome fraternity and I founded organizations and I just got involved. I started speaking at galas and luncheons and I was recruiting for the school for my entire 4 year stay there, recruiting students from a student perspective, and it worked. And so you make it. Okay, you make it. And then what really opened my eyes, get it, all right? I get excited when I talk about this. All right. So what really opened my eyes was picture, like I said before, I am from a little small town of Mullins. Okay. I was introduced to college, okay, when I was in high school. Again, following my mom's advice. She said career, career, career. And I felt that at that time that maybe this whole college thing could get me into a career, as my mom was kept telling me. But I didn't know that being a teacher was classified as even being a career. That's what happens when you're a first gen student and you're not favored to the information or privileged to the information as other students, parents that went on and got their 4 year degree or what have you. Okay. So I saw, because Allen University is classified as a HBCU, which is an historical black college or university, right? So I saw professional people that looked like me. They had the same color as I did, and they were doctors. They had their master degrees. They were experts in the field of like STEM and humanities and all of these other things, liberal arts. Okay, they were experts in it. They drove fancy cars. They had like BMWs and all that kind of good stuff. I didn't see that growing up. I did not see that growing up. So when I saw this freshman year, again, after the decision I decided to stay, that really opened my eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, if they can do it, why can't I? If they can go about their business and handle their business and, you know, I can get these things as well. And I was really focused on the material stuff. Back then, I really was. Because, growing up, again, you didn't have this. You didn't have all this type of, fancy stuff like the BMWs and all that kind of good stuff. And they dress well and some of them smell well. But it's just, it was an eye opener for me. And I always, every time I talk to students or what have you, parents, I talk about my experience and why I went to college and, what I saw, what I experienced. Another aspect I experienced was the networking. The networking was crazy because I put myself out there. I had an advisor. Her name is Elder Dr. Gloria Simmons, and she was my advisor for all 4 years. And she would always just, Michael, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to be a part of this. You need to speak here. You need to be a part of that. You need to apply for this scholarship. I didn't understand why I was doing all this. And to this day, I thank her because she put me out there. If I didn't have that type of guidance or that type of example saying that, Michael, you can, do it, do it, do it, I don't know where I would be educationally right now. I really don't know. So I had that person to say, Michael, look, just try it. They can either say yes or they can just say no. And so I did it. And because I did it, I met so many different people, especially after I was initiated into my fraternity. Oh my gosh, I met even more people. Beyond college, I met even more people because of the teachings I learned at Allen University. It allowed me to get out of my shell, and talk to people, get to know them first, and just be yourself. Just be yourself. So the networking was really, really cool. So that put me in the mindset of, oh my gosh, the world is bigger than Mullins. The world is bigger than Columbia. The world is bigger than Allen. The world is bigger than me. So that's why I'm so passionate about different things in my life that go on, because I learned in my studies, I learned from college that I can achieve anything. Anything if I just put my mind to it. Yes, work is required. Work is required. But you can achieve anything you want. Anything you want. Sometimes we get so captured by people and we try to get the approval of people and we get caught up. We really do. I was there. We get caught up and sometimes we listen to them and say, you can't do that. Don't try that. And that put a damper on me and that set me back. Sometimes in life we say, oh my gosh, I feel like I need to be further than I am. Sometimes you're right. Because we listen to people. Sometimes we look at people too, and comparing our lives to them. But college taught me to broaden my horizon, meet people, network with people, talk with people, and just never stop dreaming. Because you can make your change in the world, leave your name in the world, and make that difference that you really want to make. That's why I went to college. This is why I went to college, and this is what college has taught me. So I hope that within your college decision making, that this can assist you along the way in finding your why. Why do you want to go to college? That's step one in research. Why do I want to go to college? And how can college help me? You will find all of this information in my brand new College Ready Study Guide for first-year students. You can find this and my workbook on Amazon.com and on my website at thefinkleyexperience.com under the tab Order Books. Again, please, if you have any questions or would like to book me or just would like to have a conversation, reach out. My email is michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. Or again, visit my website and you'll be able to fill out a quick questionnaire that will come straight to my email and we can start